Everything that rocks, Laser 103.3. Is that thing on? It's not every day, ladies and gentlemen, that you get to welcome rock royalty into the studio, into your house. But today we have that. You know, the Rock of Ages tour is coming to Wells Fargo Arena tonight. That's Def Leppard, that's Poison, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is rock royalty. Lita Ford is in studio with me today. Thank you so much for your time, first of all, and welcome.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It's really great to have you, and we really look forward to the set tonight, obviously. Lita is joined by her guitarist, Mitch Perry. Mitch, I'd like to welcome you here as well.
Glad to be here.
This is really a thrill to have you in studio. For you, this is really a great tour of bands to be playing with at this point in your career.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm so honored to be on this tour. There's some really good tours out this summer, and I don't know, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my summer than watching Poison and Def Leppard every night. Just killer. The other night we were walking on stage, and Joe Elliott standing out in the hallway, and he looked at me and he said, have a kick-ass set, Your Royal Highness.
Yes.
It was so funny.
I love that, but it's so fitting. It's got to be weird for you to hear
funny.
something like that, though. I mean, it is a compliment, no doubt about it. And I'm sure you get no shortage of compliments when you're out playing.
Yeah.
But to hear that from Joe Elliott's pretty cool, too, I imagine.
He's got a great sense of humor. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The new album, of course, is Living Like a Runaway. Now, I talked to you the day before the album came out, and that was back in June. There's a lot going on in this record, lyrically. Musically, it's very much just a straight-up rock killer record. It's going to sound great live, a lot of these songs. But lyrically, there's really a lot of heaviness there. Turbulence, I think, is the word I would use.
Yeah, there's a lot of attitude, a lot of, I don't know, just arrogant, cocky, with a touch of sex and humor, and it just says it all, this record. I think there's a lot on this record for people to relate to, you know, especially, we were just talking about the devil in my head, the demons in the devil in my head. You know, we all have our own demons, whether it's your ex-wife or drug abuse or even homework. It's like, God, no more homework. I think there's something for everybody on this record.
You've spent much of your career on the road. Living Like a Runaway, first and foremost, gives me the impression that when you're in a touring rock band, that really is kind of how it is. You're city to city. Yeah. You're never in the same place for more than a day. You kind of are living like a runaway in that respect.
You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going to stay. It's so true. Sometimes I don't know where I'm at until I get on stage and I look at the monitor, and the monitor says where you are. You know, Des Moines, St. Louis. I get on stage and I'm thinking, oh my God, where are we tonight? I got to look down at that monitor just for reassurance.
Well, we're going to make sure you always remember your time here in Des Moines, Iowa. In fact, I was telling you earlier, Lita, that we've made it sort of an unofficial Lita Ford Day here at the Des Moines Radio Group.
Yay.
So, I mean, I know the excitement is out there to see you live again. I know it's been a while since you've been here.
Yeah, it has. It's like home. It's like home. And, you know, the Runaways used to come through all the time and play. So it's not the first time we've been here, but it's been a long time.
I was going to say, that's the other thing leading me into Living Like a Runaway. There's the nod to your old band, of course,
yes,
too.
There is. Living Like a Runaway is a story of the decades of my life, beginning with the Runaways, going through the Lita era, up until 2012, 2013, up until now. Fans like you, people that make my dreams come true.
There's a lot of great songs on this new album, and obviously we're going to hear some of them live tonight, yes?
Yeah, well, we can play Living Like a Runaway.
I would love to hear it. You brought some instruments in.
Yeah.
Lita Ford, Mitch Perry, performing live here in the Laser Studio. Take it away, you guys.
All right, let's do it. You ready, Mitch? Go for it. I was running crazy, I was running wild. living on the edge, yet I was living in style. My hands start shaking like the streets of Hollywood, and my mind was wasted. I still did the best I could. One day I left town with just the shirt on my back and a guitar on my shoulder. Yeah, I wasn't coming back. I had to break the spell my heart was under, so I rolled out of town on wheels of thunder. And I will never forget what my mama said. She said, run, baby, run, across New York City. Run, baby, run, through the streets of LA. Run, baby, run, yeah, you can't slow down. And you can never stay when you're living like a runaway. I remember when I was 17, riding in the back of a black limousine. I used to stare at the stars and ask for God to please guide me in the right direction. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I was going to stay. All I knew is that I was going far, far away. And it still feels like yesterday when he said, run, baby, run, across New York City. Run, baby, run, through the streets of LA. Run, baby, run, yeah, you can't slow down. And you can never stay when you're living like a runaway. I left each town with a wink and a kiss that maybe I'd be back real soon. A lot of memories from bands like you, people that made my dreams come true. And I can still hear them saying, run, baby, run, across New York City. Run, baby, run, through the streets of LA. Run, baby, run, yeah, you can't slow down. And you can never stay when you're living like a runaway. Living like a runaway. Living like a runaway. Yeah.
The title track from Lita Ford's new album, Living Like a Runaway. Lita Ford in studio with us here this afternoon, along with her guitarist, Mitch Perry. Mitch, you got to keep up with this lady over here, don't you?
Man, it is so much fun playing with Lita. I've been really, really lucky and fortunate in my career to play with a lot of great musicians.
You bet.
And there's guys and people and women who know how to hit the notes. And I'll tell you, that's one half of it. But when it comes to feel, it's just so fun playing with her. It's great. Guitar.
The Rock of Ages tour. Yeah, there you go. Hold on. I told you earlier, Mitch brought his A game today,
Yeah,
didn't I?
right, I
told you
know.
that. Lita,
It's true.
These songs, I had no idea how great that would sound acoustic. Do you sit down and write things on an acoustic guitar? I picture you as when you're writing music, you write it all plugged in and turned up to 11.
I do everything.
Yeah.
You know, whatever works at the time. I spent a year writing this record. I started in 2011. It was the first snowfall when I landed at Gary Hoey's house. First snowfall of 2011. And I just picked up acoustic and we wrote Love to Hate You was the first track we did, the duet. And that was written on acoustic. At the time, I was living in an apartment and I couldn't crank the Marshalls.
Sure.
Actually, I had the Marshalls. I used them as my entertainment section, but I had to keep the volume down. So because of the divorce, I was living in this apartment, and I did write a couple tracks on acoustic guitar. But then, you know, going over to Gary's got his studio all set up with amps, 5150s and
Yes.
the JCM 800s. So we did a little of both. Piano. I even played piano on the Asylum. I've never played piano in my life.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sat down and banged it out, huh?
Yeah. It's very haunting and just absolutely killer on that song.
Well, we got a lot more ground to cover with Lita here in just a bit.
Yeah.
She's kind enough to hang out with us this
Yep.
afternoon. Might even hear another tune if we're lucky.
Yep.
But first, I want to go to the band that you are opening for here tonight, Def Leppard.
Nice.
How long have you been a fan of Def Leppard?
Oh, God. I've always been a Def Leppard fan. Absolutely. Known the guys kind of indirectly, just in passing. You know, Joe's ex-wife took me shopping in Ireland once. And I ended up buying a pair of thigh-high boots. Ooh. And I wore them for the rest of the Bon Jovi. I was on tour with Bon Jovi.
Sweet.
So I wore them for the rest of the tour. And I jammed with Rick Allen at Wembley Arena during the Bon Jovi tour. It was Elton John on keyboards.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was like, whoa, what a lineup. Brian May on guitar.
Oh.
And me on guitar. And Rick Allen on drums.
Wow.
So indirectly, I've run into the guys.
The
you know?
term supergroup gets thrown out there so much, doesn't it? But boy, oh boy, the lineup you just... Wow.
Yeah.
The lineup you just threw out there, that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
Hall of Fame stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. More with Lita shortly. This song I guarantee you'll hear as part of Def Leppard's set tonight. Pour Some Sugar on Me on Laser 103.3.